Leo and Yutong and training all of the executive members of our math class to organize to make this class so wonderful and invite me to be the speaker, and also let me express my greatest gratitude to Miss Laverty, who was the like a mentor for me in math, and she was also my class teacher and also a great organizer and supervisor of the math club. And in terms of the life in UOT, I think Liu has given me some questions that might somebody that people might all want to hear about. So I started math club last year in the year previous to last year is 2022, and I started this club because I want to have a platform that every people can come here, be organized, and discuss us about math problem. And I want to, because I was one of the top scorer in the math contest, so that I want to use my knowledge to help other people to success excel in math and other subjects. I want everybody to enjoy. I want everybody to discover the beauty of math and to build the mathematical thinking, the sensitivity towards numbers and the other concepts of math, and develop this interest, which is going to be really useful if you go to university life. Because in university, I'm not really sure about other subjects, but for our engineering, if you go to engineering, it's not only that you have your linear algebra and calculus class. All of other scientific courses are really intensive, related to calculus. Like every concept is related to calculus, and our homework is like you have to really use the critical thinking and the creative methods to solve this problem. So, and I'm also so happy to see that our wonderful math club executives organize this club and raise this club so wonderfully. And also another great thank you to our executive team. In terms of speaking of the UOT, I graduated last year, and I went to University of Toronto Electrical Engineering, and this is our school uniform that I got from my orientation week. We are school. Our topic, I went to electrical engineering in University of Toronto, and unlike other majors and other university, our university is like direct entry. So if you apply for example electrical engineer, computer engineer, you are already in that program. You don't have to compete in first year, and you don't have to compete in first year, and all of your course in the first year and the second year is the school already designated for you. It's only the third year and fourth year that you have to choose your own course. Leo has asked me about how is my transition from FRC to UOT going. I think it's pretty smooth. Let me ask a question. How many of you guys is grade 12 right now? There's some of you that are grade 12. I think probably you guys are kind of nervous about how the university life is going to be. You might imagine the term like freedom. It is going to be like party, like you can date with your boyfriend, or you can like hang out with your girlfriend, boyfriend, with a group of people, and have great parties, great dinners, and dance. and dance and going over to a great beautiful city. But I think university for me is, I don't want to describe that as a freedom, but I want to describe that as autonomy, like the right and power that you can be you can be dominated of your life. Imagine it was also my first time like sign the rental lease. It was all my first time sign the rental lease with the rental company. It's my first time to show my ID in every occasion so that I'm fully responsible for whatever I did. It was the first time that the university professor said, now we are going to treat everybody as an adult. Your parents and your guardian is not going to guard you anymore. You are fully responsible for whatever you did. In terms of adapting to university life, my transition is quite smooth. It's all onto my mother, who helped me to settle down in my residence and be in charge of like some daily issues of my life. For example, like she's really caring about me. She told me like, for example, when to get up, when to sleep, to like what are some good places to go in Toronto, what are some facilities that you can get help, and those are really important information to access to. And it's all thanks to my upper years friends, and they told me what kind of course that you'd better to study earlier, and how is university life going to be, and what course is more intensive, what course is a little lighter than the other, and how do you deal with your relationship with your professor and your friend and whatever. So my transition is not really bad, and it's also, I have like before I go to university, it was like May or June, I remember I joined a Chinese WeChat group chat. It was all engineering students, and we share about our our name, our information, what discipline are we, and what group in orientation week we are, and what residence we are living. So I already made some friends before I really get to Toronto. And then in the first week, the first week you go there is orientation week. There will be some senior students helping you to introduce you every part of the building, and you have socials activities from day to night. So it's not going to be very boring. And I got this T-shirt there, and aside of this T-shirt, I also get a yellow hard hat, like the engineer hat. There was a great assembly, like the open ceremony, there was a presentation of the principals, and the presentation of our faculty dean and the professors, the executive students, and there's a final round that everybody is going to swear to the hard hat. Like I will treat my hard hat as like a life friend of mine. I will be professional in the respect of my hard hat, and that was a really interesting experience. It makes me feel that I really belong to this engineering family. And there's also another interesting thing happened in the early of my university. I think. Do you guys know some of the Chinese parent group chat? Probably not Chinese, but like other culture, but like parents group chat in other culture probably. Like my mother have a whole bunch of it, and they can access any information that you want, and they are extremely active. Like the several months before the university start, and during the orientation week. You can access. They are going to talk about the information, for example, from like what course did my son or daughter take in order to get this big fan happening. And there's also information like, oh my gosh, my son is going to fail this exam. Please study prior to the exam. This one is really hard. There's also information that is so detailed. For example, like how many plugs are there in your residence. So you can access this kind of information. I think if you kind of looking at your parents' phone, I don't think it's a good habit though, but I think you can probably look at some like parents group chat there. They are talking about that. I joined a couple of them for my personal interest. I asked my mother to put me into that, and I can get a video of my orientation week before there are any posts by the students on WeChat, on Instagram, or any other social media. Those videos are before the student post them. The parents group chat is already spreading all of those videos. Like it's really an efficient way to get information, because the parents, they have more social experience, and they know like what the world of the adulthood looks like. But I can also understand that the anxiety the anxiety they can spread is really visible but understandable. It's our first time to become the free adult ourselves, to first time to enter the adulthood world. It's also our parents' last time to taking care of us. It's also their first time to send their child to this bright new world of adulthood.
Envelope for Gaza. On May 31st, Student Council will be running a Pass the Envelope fundraiser to raise funds to support humanitarian aid in Gaza. Please bring cash donations to your slot 3 class on May 31st if you wish to donate. All funds will go to the Palestine Red Crescent Society. There will also be a donation station at lunch for anyone unable to donate in slot 3. Let's come together as a school to support those in dire need. Thank you, Centurions.
Okay, going on from our last topic. We can understand the anxiety that the students and parents get, because there's like lack of information. Nobody know what does Toronto looks like. We can now get like full view of this city, or whatever city you guys are heading to, from like simple words from a parent or one single friend of you saying. It's so subjective. But I don't think it's necessary to have this degree of anxiety. We can always trust our natural ability of adaptations. It's okay. So in university, you should be in mind of it. It is okay if you miss something. If you miss a lecture, that's okay. You can always catch up. But remember to catch up though. It's okay if you miss one activity in the orientation. It's not like that severe as the parents group chat is saying. You should, even though it's important to be prepared, but you should always trust your natural ability of adaptation. And there's also another saying goes that I want to address our social in Toronto. There's a saying going that there's no social in Toronto. It's not really true, but kind of true for engineering, because our schedule is more packed than other students. We have more courses than other majors. We have 6 courses, and so that we don't really have much time to go outside to study what we really want or do what we really want. We are still, but a good news is, even though in first year, all of the engineering student is going to have the same courses, but the university usually put people who are in the same discipline into the same timetable. Like whoever is going to the same course, same lecture with you, they are usually in the same discipline, and they are going to have the same course, every course the same as you, so you don't have to be worried about it. It's usually if you go from one classroom to the other classroom, you'll find there's somebody who is following you, and in this occasion there will be someone who is like social extroverted. They will ask you about your contact number, and then you have like a group. It's really important to have a group in university, because one individual you cannot be able to understand all the material of the course. You cannot do all the work by yourself. You need to help each other out. So in engineering, all of students is in the one giant social group. there might be a tighter or smaller one by each discipline or each cohort by their timetable, but everybody is in the same social group. It has its pros and cons. The pros is that the university already filtered out people who have the similar minds with you, so you don't have to worry about what kind of people you have to meet, what kind of people this person is. If you are in engineering, everybody is going to have a similar mindset. However, the negativity about this is your social is kind of limited to this cycle. You don't really have time to interact with people in other majors, except the people in other majors. They are your high school friends or your roommates, but there's no other occasions that you can meet people in other disciplines. In electrical engineering, as its name, we are studying about the application, the principle about all the electronic device and all the application about it, like electronics, semiconductors, signal processing, and computer hardware and software, and their application in real life. And in first year and the second year, our course is already decided by the faculty, so we don't have to choose. However, in the third and fourth year, we can choose whatever areas we want to study in electrical engineering. And for first year, the first semester, all engineering is going to have the same course, and for the second semester, there are some course that is special for electrical engineering and computer engineering. In the first semester, I have all the math and science books. I have the calculus, linear algebra, material chemistry. It's really different from your high school chemistry. It's more like material focused. And I also have static. It's like physics, but it's studying the static structure of rigid body and how we build on it. And there's one course called the engineering strategy and practice. This is a group project course, and our project was to there's a really old building, art house, and there's a theater underground it, and we want to develop a plan to build accessible features to that old theater. So that's our group project. This course also extends to the second semester. However, the project is going to be different. All the group is going to work with a real client, and our project is to build a web scraper. In the second semester, we have this course and calculus, another calculus 2. We have fundamental electrics and dynamics. It's also physics and C programming. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what we are studying in electrical engineering. Before you go to the university, you should always go, if you want to know whether this discipline is what you want to study or not, the best way is to go onto the university website and search up what course they are studying and look at the course description. This is always the best way to know what you are studying. There's another common saying that University of Toronto intentionally gives students low marks, and I want to give a little clarify on that. Our professors do not intentionally give low marks. However, instead, in the offset, if they see the average of one exam is too low, they are probably going to curve up, or they're probably going to give you an easier exam in the next time. So they never intentionally give low marks. However, they never intentionally give high marks. They never grade easier because your last exam is bad. I know there are some courses that that subjective opinion takes a big part. For example, like engineering strategy and practice, those courses we have to write reports, write essays. I think those subjective opinion takes a big part, but I think that's true for other schools. Even though they still have a strict rubric about the rules and the standard of this assignment. So you don't have to worry about that. In engineering, our professors each course the professors usually keep the rate of failing to 10 to 20%. However, even though most of students can still pass, you still need to make a great effort in order to get the marks that you want. There are some people who I know in the university you probably look at some other people what their study habits. Our school is quite diverse. It has the greatest population of international students. Therefore, there are some people that you don't know how they get in, and there are some people that you don't know why they come here. Therefore, it's not possible to look at. It's not also possible to look at other people's way of doing things, other people's way of studying. You have to explore your own way of study, your own way of habits, and keep on your schedule. Find what you like and what you dislike. Find your lifelong goal and keep working on that. Also, it's really important to build your mathematical and scientific basis. I'm so glad that FRC is offering AP calculus and other AP science course. It's going to really helpful. I know some people who come from China, like they come from the Gaokao system. They really struggle at calculus, even though in stereotypically Chinese is really good at math, but they never learn integration in their high school, so that they struggle really much. And also for Ontario students, most of them they don't learn calculus. They only learn geography, but they don't learn calculus. So FRC is really giving you a great advantage on that. And if you want to go to engineering, a good physics foundation is also important. But I'm also happy that FRC is giving you this opportunity. I know some people who are going to the same major as me from our school, and they are all generally doing much better job than the other people who never touch calculus or never studied this deep in science in their high school. Again, back to the topic that I said about the autonomy. The university is not freedom, but the autonomy. There's a saying goes in U of T that for sleeping, studying, social, you can only choose 2 of the 3. However, there are some people in the school that they choose social and study. They don't sleep. It's like everybody has their own way of studying. Peer pressure is a really big source of the mental problem that the current university students have. Before I come to the presentation today, Leo gave me a question about how is it really bad? Is the mental health status of U of T students really bad? I think it's more like a personal issue. It's more related to this person's past experience and how this person's current habits interact with the social, the external. In university, in the university you get the autonomy that you never get in your previous year. You never get this such an autonomy in high school. There's no teacher taking your lecture attendance, no parents going
Message in the office for Kenneth at AMA. Message in the office for Kenneth at AMA.
There's no
Also message in the office for Ensala Hekmat.
There's no teacher taking your attendance anymore. There's no parents looking at your grades. So you can see some people their marks drop really significantly when they enter university. I remember there are some lectures that in the first day, the whole classroom is full. There are some people standing on the back of the classroom and they are taking notes so carefully. But in the last few weeks, there's only the front 3 rows is sitting people. The rest of the classroom is empty. However, if you don't want to go to lecture, remember to catch up. Otherwise you're going to fall into trouble. Okay, back into autonomy. You never get such a freedom. I don't want to say this is a freedom because there's still, even though there's nobody monitoring you anymore, your parents is not going to look at your grades. They only want you to pass. They want you to get a grade, get a good job, get good money, and the teacher is not taking attendance. Every work is up to you. Every decision is up to you. Do you want to do homework right now? Do you want to study for anything else right now? Do you want to go social? Do you want to invest for yourself right now, or do you want to go like grocery shopping to buy some supplies? It's all up to you. However, for every decision you make, there always comes with its disadvantage and consequence. If you make a decision, that means you are sacrificing the potential of taking other. That means you are sacrificing the potential of other decisions. Remember the poem that we studied in the probably grade 10 or grade 11 English course, the road not taken. There's 2 roads diverge in the deep woods, and I'm sorry I cannot take both. There are so many potentials, so many opportunities in university, but you cannot take all of them. Just like in sleep, social, and study, you cannot take all of those 3. So many people their mental issue come with that. Even though they have the autonomy, they don't have freedom. Freedom means you can do anything like without disturbing others, without any constraints. However, if you are looking other ways of doing things, that means other people is going to watch you as well. So you are going to have the feeling that you are being watched every time. Especially in the social cycle, like as our major, like all the people in the same discipline in the social cycle, you are actually being watched while you are watching others. There's a saying goes, if you're gazing at the abyss is also gazing at you. So whatever decision you want to make, whatever you want to learn, you want to explore, there are always eyes that are looking at you. However, you are also looking at the other at the same time. That's how the peer pressure comes in. You have the anxiety of information. Why this person can do so much better job in this area, but I cannot. There's the anxiety for your ability, anxiety for information. Why this person knows so much way of getting co-ops, getting part-time job, but I don't. There's this kind of anxiety that comes in, and this is what students mostly struggle with. In the age of 18 to probably 20 or 22, Carl Jung, the famous psychology, has developed a great concept of it, which is called the individuation. It means the process that we are connecting ourselves, that we are integrating and connecting ourselves with the other elements that's in our collective unconsciousness. Like those parts that is in our dark side, and those parts that we are not aware with. A good way to kind of relieve the mental stress is to promote this individuation is to resonate with your feelings and resonate with what you want and what you don't want. Every emotion is going to tell you something. Why you are so much attracted to this area other than others? Why you want to learn it so much? Is it come from your friends, your family, other pressure from you, or you really want this, or if there's anything affecting you, or why you are so attracted to this boy and this girl, but not attracted to others? Does this person have something that you don't have but you want? Why you are so why you are so jealous of people having this skill but not people have that skill? Why you are so jealous about this person? Is it there is something that you want but you cannot get? In university, why people get so much anxiety is that they are exploring this potential, whether they can do this or whether they cannot do this, whether they can do that, they cannot do that. They are exploring this potential. They are trying to push into that to the limit to see what they can really do and who they really are. So, however, this process is not easy. It's kind of painful. If you want to push yourself to the extreme you want to do, you are definitely going to hurt yourself in some extent, but we don't really encourage that. Listen to your heart, what you really want. If you, for example, if you are like really quiet, shy, and emotional people, you always have the side that you are going to be wild, be bossy, be really rational. It's the darker side that you never see yourself. So you can try to kind of relate to the part that you haven't explored of yourself. It's a good exploring is a great journey. When I was learning English back in China, the university, this word attracted me is there's a universe in front of the IATY. Its university is the first time that you become that you have the full autonomy. You become the real individual responsible for all of your life, and it's the first step to connect yourself with the universe. Connect yourself is the collective and consciousness, and connect yourself with the universe. So all the possibilities that you can have. So growing and exploring is a wonderful journey. However, if you feel any pain or stress, it's also no matter whether you work hard enough or not enough, you always deserve the right to be loved and to be cared. Anyway, to conclude, university is the first time of your growth, and the growth itself is a really wonderful, astonishing term in our life. And I hope my presentation could kind of help you to get an idea of what the university life is going to look at. And I wish you can all go to the discipline that you want to go. Carl Jung has a really famous saying, has a really famous quote that be what you are instead of who you are. Be what you are means that what you really are. You really pursue true elements, the elements that really makes you not who you are. Who you are means what the social define you. For example, if you are so stressed about this thing, is it come from the social or some complex you have that causing you so much emotion? To resonate with your emotion is the first step to achieve this step. So anyway, growing is a really wonderful and it's a really wonderful term. It's the most beautiful concept in the world. It means our life is blooming, and I hope my presentation could set you a really good way for the university. Thank you. Okay, any questions? Please.
How was the food?
Huh?
How was the food?
Food is it's pretty the same across all the dining halls, and I think it's pretty good. For my residents, we have some hot plates like hot dishes, and we have salads, we have sushi, and we have sushi, pizza, and pastas. And our hot dishes is pretty accommodating the Chinese or Asian people's flavor. Well, we still have like pasta, salads, and here's a grill station. We offer steaks, burgers that can accommodate the diverse flavor. So I think it's pretty good.
Did you take any AP classes in high school?
Yeah, I take AP Computer Science, AP Calc AB, and BC. I also take AP Physics.
What is one of the most important things for applying to the university?
Applying for U of T is because in the summer of grade 11, I went to a summer camp. It's called SHAD, and in which we are living in a university residence and seeing our university student project and lectures. I found I'm really interested in engineering because at that time I was kind of thinking what discipline I should go to, and I found I'm really interested in engineering, and so that I decided to study this. And for U of T, I really like the lifestyle in the big city. I think because back into China, I never lived in such a big city. It's going to be a really wonderful opportunity for me to get so much opportunities in the big city like Toronto. So that I choose U of T.
Alright, so this is math club, so I'll ask in terms of math, but it just generally applies to all subjects.
Okay.
So you said engineering, like I guess so it's very heavily on math, right? There's a lot of math courses. And like people are, you say you founded the math club to help people discover the beauty of math. Obviously, I assume you're passionate about math. I wonder is when you're going to university and the advanced math becomes such an important part of your life and your just your daily life, does this passion sustain? Like, do people's passion about certain subjects gets obliterated when you're majoring in that one subject?
I'm still pretty interested in math, but this matter, unfortunately, I don't have the much time to study about what my passion about because I was so focused so much on the course and exam materials. However, in the next semester, I probably will try studying math that's kind of more integrated with computer technology or electrical technology. Yeah.
Would you recommend rushing your math courses in year one?
Rushing math courses. I mean, if math feels kind of easy to you, it's a good way to study that kind of ahead, so that you can have more time to prepare for other subjects. But from my personal experience, math is not really hard for me. What is hard for me is those science courses. So I didn't spend much time on math. I will probably have one day or two that I look for the whole unit, and in the class I only do the practice with the teachers and I do the homework, but I don't give myself any extra time to study because for the calculus I already studied this in high school. For linear algebra I already studied this in the summer before I go to university. So I will give myself more time to physics and other science class, which I'm not really good at.
Oh, wow, 2 questions. First one, math is important. How much time do you have to study for one course? How long is the course and how much time do you have to study?
I didn't really count my time, but there are some different between courses. Some courses I only have to do a couple of questions before exam, then I'm good. And some of the courses I have to study the whole book to be able to know it. And there are some courses, like for example, like I said, the engineering strategy and practice, I have to work with my group and work on the personal projects, and this one takes a lot of time, so it depends on the subject. But in total, I think for every day I probably have like 3 or 4 hours to relax or do any other things. I think.
I think after I ask you, like, you only have 1 or 2 days to prepare a course.
1 or 2 days to learn course.
feel like 1 or 2 months to learn the course?
No, not really, because I think that's the simple. Every university you have 4 months for a term, and usually the last term is exam week. The last month is the exam month. So you have exam like for 1 or 2 weeks, and in these 1 or 2 weeks you have exam in 2 or 3 days each. So you kind of have 3 to 4 months to learn each course, and there's 5 courses going on.
And my important question is I want to ask you about parties. Do you go to parties and social activities? Do you like meet different people there, or are they like of course you are probably one of the best students in your field. Does all the good students also go to parties? Like also on and off.
I don't go to party, and I don't know any of my friends go to party. Even though we might meet up or go to dinner, go to something together on the weekend, but we never had this kind of giant party except during like the 1 or 2 weeks that our reading weeks. We probably going to be having with more friends. Yeah, they don't really have party. Partying is the kind of like a misconcept about university. Most of students are still focused on their studies, especially in your and that's kind of a misconcept. You still have this right to go to party, but most people do not choose to.
So, would you say that social activity for you, more than FRC?
Social activities. It depends on how you. I have more. Me and my friends. I and my university friends are contacting each other more frequently than FRC, but we don't have like any big activities than in high school. But we are connecting more tighter and more frequently.
Will you lose a lot of your connection with your high school friends after you get into university?
Not really, because many of my high school friends is either going to U of T or some school that is really close to U of T, and even though beside the lab, we still have a lot of connections.
And also in terms of getting into university, what's the most important thing that you did in high school that you think gave you an advantage to getting into
I think to get into university is still your marks. They are still looking at your marks, even though you might have graded extracurricular, but the marks, especially in the course that this program is particularly looking at, is still really important. It's still really important to you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Yeah, please.
What's the difference in atmosphere between U of T and University of London?
I see partying or
The difference in general atmosphere, how it feels like being there.
It's not only difference between the university. Like actually, if you go to university, students are kind of go to the same routine, go to class, do homework, and then stay in their residence. But it's more difference between these two cities. And choosing the university is the same as choosing. Toronto is definitely a bigger population, more diverse population, diverse culture. You can meet any kind of people. And as I said, in our school, there are some people that you don't know how they get in, and there are some people that you don't know why they come here. But this kind of diverse community give you a broader perspective, a broader view to know to know the society and how different kind of people are working, how different kind of people are accommodating their lifestyle. Well, what I do from my experience and my communication with people there, they focus more on like what you want to do, like your future careers and your life goal in terms of more career wise rather than your life or emotional wise. There's also a lot of questions in social media. Oh, I got an offer in both school. Which one should you do? Which one should I do? I think it's more depends on you and how you define your life. Do you want to go to university to gain like more social experience, more social experience, or do you want to focus on one area, one destination, and to strive to be the best in this area? Okay.
How can I become a better flute player?
Flute player. Practice. Practice, but not all practice. Practice in a good way. Like probably sometimes find a teacher to guide you. Go to some master class, and they can really double. A good teacher can really double your efficiency in practicing, and also find your passion in not only in getting a high score in dance class, but other opportunity, other performance opportunities. Any other questions? Okay.
Just one more thing.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce you to Lanai, who is the vice president of Math Club next year.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Okay. Thank you, and I will give my time to Leo and.